Today, the Kansas City Chiefs received surprising news that could be a game changer. In today's video, we'll cover that story along with 3 others, so make sure to like this video. If you want more Kansas City Chiefs content, hit that red subscribe button below. Chiefs get interesting news after Broncos game. The Kansas City Chiefs have nothing at stake during their final game of the season against the Denver Broncos. After defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers 10-9 on Christmas Day, the Chiefs clinched the number 1 seed in the AFC, securing home field advantage and a first-round bye. While quarterback Patrick Mahomes, tight end Travis Kelce, and most of the team's starters were set to rest, they all traveled to Denver for the Week 18 matchup. However, just before kickoff, the team received some unexpected news about their travel plans. Sports' Tracy Wolfson reported, Kansas City has to stay overnight in Denver because of weather issues in KC. 8 inches of snow have already fallen, and they are expecting up to 12 inches. There is 2 inches of ice underneath the snow, and the airport is closed. They will leave tomorrow morning. Fortunately, the delay was more of a nuisance than a major disruption, thanks to their first-round bye. However, for Mahomes, it might have been a bit nerve-wracking since his wife, Brittany Mahomes, was due to give birth to their 3rd child any day. The Chiefs also faced challenges getting to Denver before the game. Severe winter weather disrupted flights at Kansas City International Airport. The Kansas City Star reported that mechanical issues with the charter flight further delayed their departure. During the Chiefs' shocking 38-0 loss to the Broncos in Week 18, fans took to X, formerly Twitter, to accuse Kansas City of intentionally throwing the game. One Bengals fan wrote, "Chiefs didn't want to face us, plain and simple. They threw the game. Prove me wrong." Another fan commented, "When the announcers say, we're going to take you to a more competitive game because a 15-1 team is throwing the game, that's beyond shady." Others speculated the Chiefs were avoiding a potential playoff matchup against the Bengals. Another reason to hate the Chiefs. They're legit scared of Joey Burrow coming back to Burrowhead. Kansas City's loss to Denver had significant playoff implications. The Broncos clinched the final wildcard spot in the AFC, eliminating the Miami Dolphins and Cincinnati Bengals from playoff contention, regardless of their Week 18 outcomes. While some fans believe the Chiefs intentionally lost to avoid facing the Bengals, the reality is that Kansas City faced an uphill battle with the majority of their starting lineup sidelined for the game. Story 2, Chiefs make history with 15-1 record. The Kansas City Chiefs achieved an incredible milestone this season, hitting a 15-1 record for the first time in franchise history. On Christmas Day in Pittsburgh, they looked every bit like the best team in the league. In just 1 week, they could join an exclusive club as only the 2nd team in NFL history to win 16 games in a season. They'll need to accomplish this feat with backup players against Denver. But here's a question. When will Andy Reid, the mastermind behind this historic team, get the recognition he truly deserves? Despite leading the Chiefs to 3 Super Bowl wins and ending a decades-long championship drought, Reid has never won the NFL Coach of the Year award during his tenure in Kansas City. Currently, Vegas sportsbooks rank him 3rd in the odds for Coach of the Year, behind Washington's Dan Quinn and the Vikings' Kevin O'Connell. Don't get me wrong, those coaches are great, but seriously, what more does Reid need to do to win? Does he have to be perfect? Would even a flawless 17-0 season be enough to finally earn him the award? This season should make the answer clear. The Chiefs' record speaks for itself, but Chiefs overcome adversity and make history. The way the Kansas City Chiefs have achieved success this season is nothing short of extraordinary. This team has faced challenge after challenge and still come out on top. Even before the season began, they lost wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown to a clavicle injury that sidelined him for a few weeks. At the time, he was their 2nd best receiver. In Week 2, their star running back Isaiah Pacheco suffered an injury that kept him out for months. Just 2 weeks later, their top wide receiver, Rashee Rice, was sidelined for the season. By that point, Rice led the league in receptions and was 2nd in receiving yards, making his loss a massive blow. Additionally, the Chiefs have had to shuffle their offensive line throughout the season. They've started 4 different left tackles to protect Patrick Mahomes, the league's most valuable quarterback. These replacements included a rookie, a 2nd-year player, a late-season free agent signing, and even a natural left guard filling in at tackle. Despite these obstacles, the Chiefs kept winning. This season wasn't just about injuries, it was about adjusting and overcoming. When Brown went down, the Chiefs reworked their passing game, relying on Rice to gain yards after short catches. After Rice's injury, they pivoted again, becoming a run-first team for the first time under head coach Andy Reid. Plans A and B didn't work, but Plan C did. The Chiefs have also experienced some wild moments. 3 different kickers have made game-winning field goals as time expired, a feat no other NFL team has ever accomplished. They haven't just survived adversity, they've thrived in it, and that's what makes this season special. Reid's coaching has been so consistently excellent that some might take it for granted. There's a perception that the Coach of the Year award should go to someone who transforms a struggling team into a decent one, rather than a coach who keeps a great team great. But that mindset is unfair. Keeping a team at the top requires constant adjustments, hard work, and leadership. Just look at other teams that have struggled to sustain success after a Super Bowl appearance. For example, Kyle Shanahan's 49ers have missed the playoffs every time they've tried to follow up a Super Bowl run. In contrast, the Chiefs have faced one challenge after another this season, and Reid's coaching has been the glue holding everything together. Here's the best part. The Chiefs are peaking at the right time. Their offense has been clicking in recent weeks, especially with Hollywood Brown's return and the emergence of Xavier Worthy, who had a shaky start to the season. On Christmas Day in Pittsburgh, the Chiefs demonstrated what they're capable of. They are better now than they were at the start of the season, better than they were last month, and better than they were last week. Isn't that what great coaching is all about? Improving the team, finding ways to win, and getting the best out of players no matter the circumstances. If this season doesn't earn Andy Reid the Coach of the Year award, what will? Story 4. Chiefs eyeing a blockbuster trade for Micah Parsons. As long as Andy Reid is at the helm and Patrick Mahomes is under center, the Chiefs will always be contenders for top-tier talent. This time, speculation is swirling around one of the NFL's most dominant defensive players, Micah Parsons. According to social media aggregator ML Football, the Chiefs are the second favorites to trade for Parsons if the Dallas Cowboys decide to part ways with their star linebacker. Bovada, a leading sportsbook, has confirmed these odds, sparking widespread speculation about what it would take for Kansas City to acquire the 25-year-old pass rusher. Why would the Cowboys even consider trading a player of Parsons' caliber? And how would his addition impact the Chiefs? Parsons, a 3-time All-Pro, has already racked up 50 career sacks and 10 tackles for loss in just 62 regular season games. While some might argue he's having a down year in 2024 due to an injury that forced him to miss 4 games, his numbers remain impressive. According to Pro Football Focus, Parsons ranks 5th in pass rush win percentage and 3rd in pass rushing productivity, which combines sacks, hits, and hurries. Despite a slightly lower sack total of 9.5 this season, Parsons remains one of the most disruptive forces in the NFL. The Cowboys, however, are facing a tricky financial situation heading into 2025. While Parsons is still on his 5th-year option, Dallas has just under $20 million in cap space for next season, with $21.3 million already tied up in Parsons' option. With quarterback Dak Prescott and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb locked into hefty extensions, the Cowboys could struggle to keep Parsons in their long-term plans without making significant sacrifices elsewhere. Although Parsons has expressed his desire to remain in Dallas, emphasizing that he values winning championships over securing a $40 million payday, his future with the Cowboys remains uncertain. If Dallas can't work out a deal that satisfies both Parsons and their salary cap, a trade could be in the cards. The regular season has officially come to an end, and as always, the Kansas City Chiefs remain the talk of the NFL. But let's be real, the game against the Denver Broncos this past Sunday, it was strange, almost like watching a scrimmage in disguise. Today, we're breaking down 5 key lessons we learned from that game. Trust me, one of these lessons could change the Chiefs' playoff future. Before we dive in, I have a small request. Smash that like button and, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel for all the latest news and updates about our beloved Kansas City Chiefs. Alright, let's get into it. 5 lessons from the Chiefs versus Broncos Game 1. Carson Wentz is not Chad Henne. Remember Chad Henne's clutch performance in the 2021 playoffs? Cool, calm, and collected, he stepped in when Mahomes went down and kept the offense afloat. Unfortunately, Carson Wentz didn't inspire the same confidence against Denver. Yes, the offensive line was makeshift and resembled a patchwork crew, but Wentz missed clear opportunities. If something happens to Mahomes during the playoffs, it's hard not to imagine Chiefs fans collectively holding their breath. Is it time for the Chiefs to rethink the backup QB position? Wentz didn't convince us he can be the savior in critical moments. 2. The offensive line needs reinforcements. The O-line depth was a glaring issue. It was good to see DJ Humphries get reps to shake off rust, but pairing him with rookie Kingsley Swan at left guard, disaster. Swan struggled and the entire offensive line suffered as a result. This game confirmed what we already suspected. Depth at tackle and guard is an off-season priority. For now, the starting five must be at their best to protect Mahomes in the playoffs. No backups, please. What's going on with Harrison Butker? Harrison Butker used to be one of the NFL's most reliable kickers. Lately, not so much. He missed another field goal against the Broncos, and while it was from long range, it adds to an unsettling pattern this season. Coach Dave Toub insists Butker is healthy, but the Chiefs need his leg to be sharp for the playoffs. Every point matters in high-pressure games. Is this a physical issue or a mental one? Whatever it is, the Chiefs need to figure it out fast. The defense needs its leaders. With Trent McDuffie and Justin Reid sidelined, the secondary struggled mightily. Nazeeh Johnson and Shamari Connor had a rough day, and Courtland Sutton took full advantage. Sure, Steve Spagnuolo wasn't going to reveal much of his playoff schemes, but it was clear how much McDuffie and Reid mean to this defense. Their return will be critical to stopping elite quarterbacks and explosive offenses in the playoffs. The good news, both are expected to be ready for the next game. Mission accomplished, stay healthy. Despite the lopsided loss, the main goal was achieved: leave Denver healthy. There was a scare when Shamari Connor exited with a potential collarbone injury, but tests came back negative, and Andy Reid confirmed he's fine. With the roster relatively healthy, the Chiefs are ready to turn their full focus to the playoffs. The road to a third Super Bowl championship begins now.